Yo, yo, what's good, family? Will everybody get in for a minute? What's good, family? Sound check. What's good? Oh, you said the grade was powerful? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? My man, foreplay Freddy's in the house. Freddie P in the building. We got Freddie P in the building. Foreplay. What's up, Freddie P? I'll let you guys come in for a moment. Let y'all get a seat. Look like y'all in the first row right now. We're gonna chop up some games, some shit that I've been wanting to talk about for a minute, man. I damn near was gonna like, you know, I was gonna push it back again, man. I've been so busy, but I wanted to get it out the way for the weekend. I may have a Sunday show. I don't know. I doubt it, probably. Um, but I might do for my members only. I might do my members only show on Sunday. So if y'all not a member, just join the channel because I'm gonna be in New York City on Monday. But, some DeAndre Brown checking in. My man, DeAndre Brown, man. Matter of fact, this show is brought to you by my man, DeAndre Brown and Jamal Griffin for the support on the Cash App. Um, I appreciate you, brothers. Uh, and my man, Orange Juice Jones. Um, and who else? Let me see if I ain't missing nobody. A couple Cash Apps that came through for the show. Appreciate it as always. Now we just getting started, man. You haven't missed anything. We haven't even started yet. We just started, man. We just started. I'm just letting people come in the building, so let people come in, grab your seats. and we're gonna chop up some stuff, player. Just come on in. Just come on in. It's like, like church. Come on in. I know y'all, most of y'all been to church of some sort. Come on in. Appreciate the super chat. My man Foreplay Freddy setting it off in the church. You gonna get this game. Respect to the OGs. My man Foreplay Freddy. Yeah, man, y'all gonna enjoy this tonight. Now I'm telling y'all now, you know, I'm definitely gonna make this one private. So I'm already telling y'all now. So y'all better get this game right now. This is gonna be private. This is gonna be on my members only. Last time I didn't do it, I didn't. But this one's definitely going on because we got my man Pimp God coming in. So can't be giving y'all too much game, man, because y'all brothers, some of y'all don't appreciate this kind of game. So I'm only gonna give it to the people that respect the game, to my members, and people that support the channel. So this game is gonna be this is some shit y'all gonna need, man. Trust me, y'all gonna need this game. But y'all come on in, come on in. You say you shooting for? You said I'm shooting for black polygamy. Got my pen and paper ready. RT95. Yeah, DeAndre, I sent the audiobook out. Did you check your email? I sent it to you, bro. Check your email. I think you sent me the wrong one. I think you sent me why. I think you mistyped it. I saw your name come up in this. It said ymail.com. Unless it's ymail. I thought you mistyped it. It should be Gmail. So I put Gmail. So I sent it out. So check your emails, DeAndre. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Make sure y'all thoroughly check the email. So I'm gonna give people a couple more minutes to come on in. I'm gonna give you guys a couple more minutes to come on in. We're gonna get this thing started. You said it is ymail.com. So it is ymail.com. Okay, well I'll resend it. Cause sometimes people mistype it. I've had that before, like when I'm doing hair shows and stuff, people write that put Y instead of G, and then it'd be like, oh, I misspelled it. So just have it, because when I seen that, I just thought maybe it was Gmail. So okay, I just send it to that. My bad. All right, so I send it to you. I'll make sure you get it, bro. My bad. I saw it, but I thought it was just a typo. 'Cause I've seen it so many times. So I make sure you get it. Everybody else got theirs, I know. Um, so my bad, bro. Yeah, he's asking about the he got his audio book. That's the audio book right there. So if y'all didn't get the audio book, The 10 Commandments of the Superior Man, make sure y'all get it. It's 199. Just cash at 199. And I will send that to you guys. It's an hour and 16 minutes. I'll send y'all the clip. Y'all can listen to it. Then I'm gonna send you guys an audio file as well. But I have it on the private settings on YouTube, so I also send it there too. So it's 199 Cash App, and make sure y'all send the emails, um, your correct emails, and I will send it out to you guys. All right. What's good? What's good, everybody? Okay. All right, man. So early shout outs to oh my man James. Appreciate the Cash App, man. I appreciate that. I don't know why I said. What is that about? Anyway, all right. We got like 30 people up in this piece. All right, so what's going on, y'all? What's going on out there? Hope y'all having a wonderful evening. I am. I'm a little tired, but we're gonna push through this. Me and my man Pimp God to be up in a few. But I want to do my intro, and kind of talk about do a little bit of house cleaning about just about this subject and this topic. Well, first of all, welcome and shout out to my new members to the channel. The channel is steadily growing, but I appreciate it because all the people on this channel are. I love my people that's on here. I love everybody that make this channel work. So salute to my superior men, and you know, it's just some just some fly dudes, man. I got some superior dudes over here, man. So I already know that you guys you utilizing the game, you guys are utilizing the information, and you know, I want you guys to continue to strive for your best selves, And it's a daily, man. It's a daily fight. It's a daily struggle in some cases for some, but it's a hurdle. It is hurdles that you guys gonna have to overcome. And this is what makes you wonderful, man, because with that being said, your spirit and your essence will live on. And it's something that I was talking to Pimp God about last night about things that we're doing. It should be bigger than your present right now. Your vision should be outliving you, your physical self. You understand? So once you start operating in that realm, you start making different kinds of decisions. You stop making moment by moment decisions like most men do, like most females do. That's like I told y'all before, that's effeminate when you start living moment by moment like females do. A lot of women live moment by moment with no direction. So first and foremost, you got to have a vision for yourself, man. You guys got to start preparing the set for yourselves. You understand? So I'm proud of most of you guys that are doing so. I'm proud of you guys that's reaching out, trying to make a difference in your life and in the community, in your environment. So shout out to you guys. Salute to you, brothers. My man Golden Child's in the house. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to my man James. My homie James. That's what's up, man. But I wanted to say that, man. I wanted to get that out the way. Proud of you guys, man. So anyway, this segment tonight is very important. It's something that has been on my mind for a very long time, but it came more clear to me. I had a client that came in the other day, and she was talking about polygamy, and she said it's something that she's been kind of, just kind of thinking about. It's starting to grow. The talk is out, and it's interesting her thought process with it. And I'm not gonna go too much in detail yet with it because I'm gonna bring Pimp God on about it. But um, she was talking about some interesting shit, man. Like just her thought process with it. But I think that as black men, we are moving into we need clarity on how what polygamy is going to look like because it was interesting because I saw Dr. Tierson Johnson and BGS was they was on a panel. They did a chat the other night on one of his streams, and it was very interesting because it was something they were talking about the village wives and how a lot of black women are really basically like almost like village wives, and y'all go back and check it out. But the breakdown was really going into what I'm gonna talk about tonight because they were just saying how as black men we were been taught to serve and do all of these things and just don't really have any purpose for ourselves. And that's really one of the things that's really there's a problem with that. And I'm gonna break that down tonight too. But we as black men in our culture, we actually do it somewhat now. You go in some projects, you hear about basically one of the men can basically impregnate multiple of the women, and the women take the guy on child support, or they use him for other things. I mean, sex, of course, but they use him to 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 run here, go get the groceries, go get this. So he's basically of service to all of these women, but it's so dysfunctional. You understand, fellas? So you got to understand with the collapse of society, with these evictions coming down the pike, and all these women gonna be put out, and then not only gonna put out, they're not gonna have any jobs because all the jobs they're being automated. BGS talked about that for a long time, but it's actually here. You can see everywhere you go. Walmart, CVS. CVS is a pharmacy. If y'all don't know, it's like a Walgreens and um, some weirdos. Weird, man. Like a Walmart, Rite Aid, or what have you. That's in your local community. But we have a CVS out pharmacy, and most of that's automated. So you got to understand, a lot of these women don't have nowhere to go. They are they're going to be looking for something, and then you've seen stories. They're going to be looking somewhere to land. They're going to be looking for a guy to, and it's something B just brought up on Dr. Tierson Johnson's platform of how now they're going to be looking for the the educated lame in some respects, you know. Um, but here's the thing: the educated lame still don't match our imprint, which is something we're going to talk about too today. It's some deep shit, man. This is a much needed topic, and we're gonna really dive in deep into this one. And but black men need to understand this is not about getting a whole bunch of chicks and banging a whole bunch of broads. See, that's another thing on the flip side. You guys got to be prepared to have something for these women to do. because you can still get caught up in a mess if you're not careful. Look at what happened to the young dude, the basketball player. You see a lot of these older women now. Heard that girl Bernice Burgos is going after a 20-year-old dude just got drafted. So these women are retreating. These old hoes are trying to retreat to basically to children that's old enough to be their sons. This is how far we're gone now. These are signs that it is collapsing. These are signs that it's all collapsing and folding. So these women are having a whole retreat. They're trying to get themselves out of this corner that they backed themselves into, and just damaging themselves, uh, just running a goddamn muck. And so you guys got to understand when these women start to come to you and start asking you questions about being with you, this is not a game. And it's actually sad for a lot of men, you know, that you got to understand these women, a lot of these women are not getting with you because they really like you or love you. No. So that's the painful part. But the empowering part is for men. This is the best, like Dr. Tia Son Johnson said, this is one of the best times for black men that we can actually make decisions now. And I want you guys to really understand where all this is going. You know, we are in the age of Aquarius, which is why this information right here tonight is very pivotal. Again, if you're just getting in here, this show is not going to be up long. This is definitely going to be a members only. So if you're not a member, you're not going to get access to this. So I'm gonna make it private. So if you want to become a member, join the member right now. Uh, y'all can listen to this because we about to get into it real deep. So, you know, but we got some heavyweight stuff we're gonna get into tonight, fellas. So just sit tight, soak up this game. Let me see if Pimp God is let me double check. We about to get into it, man. Y'all gonna be blown away by this shit that we're gonna tell y'all tonight. I really want y'all to listen to this shit, man. hmm Yeah, I'm about to put the link in. All right, cool. All right, y'all. So we about to invite the Pimp God up. Make sure I get my headphones. Y'all ready, fellas? Man, hit the cash app, man, if y'all ready for this game, man. Let's make it pop off. Hit the cash app for this game, fellas. Ain't nobody gonna give you no breakdown like this. Appreciate it, Jamal. I thought I put it there. hmm So yeah, man. As Pimp God make his way up, we what is you guys thoughts on some of the polygamy game? Because y'all gotta hear this shit, man. And nobody gonna drop it like this, man. We're gonna drop this shit some heat. Cause like I said, the fact that I deal with these females on a regular basis, the shit they be saying when they talking to me, man, y'all gotta understand these women are not sitting around like us scratching our fucking balls and head trying to figure this shit out. No, I have never been to London yet. Why you ask? I haven't been to London yet. Are you out of London? Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way in. Yeah, man. We are and have program. Yeah, man. You right, Jamal. Yeah, you from London. That's what's up, man. Yeah, we still waiting for PG to come up. But he coming. He coming, fellas. He coming. The pimp god is coming. He's coming. The pimp Jeezy is coming in the building. You know, you gotta make y'all gotta envision him walking down the aisle. You know how the pimps be walking through the aisle. You walking through with the stroll, okay? What's up, Sean O'Neal? Peace to you. Peace to Dr. Scott, the pimp god in the chat. Peace to you, fam. Yeah, just trying to. But anyway, as he's coming up, I'm going to talk a little bit about you guys. And see, these women, y'all got to understand, these women are right now. They are scrambling right now, guys. They are right now. They're trying to figure out where they're going to land, what simp, what young dude they can cash in on. So, but on one hand, I'm proud of some brothers because you guys are holding serve. You guys are not folding and going for the dumb shit. But it's something that I want you guys. That's what I'm saying. Wait for Pimp God to come up because I don't want to get too into it right at this second. But I'm waiting for him to come up, man. Shout out to. Okay, let me read these cash apps. Everybody's okay, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stepping up, man, because it's good to have Pimp God and his ism on here. So shout out to Stephen E. Cupid, Cupid, and appreciate the cash app, bro. And appreciate it, Daryl, for the cash app, man. Appreciate it. But women are not sitting around like us, man. They are trying to figure this thing out. They're actively. Yeah, question: Are we speaking on polygamy? Yeah, polygamy. The link. Oh, okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me. Let me tell him. Let me tell him. Hold up. Pimp God coming, y'all. Hold on. Hold up, y'all. Give me a second. All right. All right. So he got to come up. All right, man. Y'all make sure you guys support the channel because we got Pimp Jeezy's in the bullpen. He's coming up. Make sure y'all hit the cash app. All right. So here we go. Make it rain. There we go.
Can you hear
Yo.
me? Yo.
Yeah.
Okay,
What's
cool.
good, player?
Yeah, just kicking it. Yes, sir. I'm good.
So yeah, I don't know if you heard. I was just breaking down some stuff before you came on, and just kind of talking about really just I piggybacked off of what Dr. Tierson Johnson and what BGS was somewhat talking about, but
Hmm.
I didn't want to spill too much of what we going me and you gonna chop it up about because I really wanted your
Okay.
insight on it. But well, first I'm gonna start off and saying, welcome back to the show.
Oh yeah,
And
no doubt.
we got 50 some people up in here right now, so I guess they're looking forward to it. But I want to first start to say that the other day,
Hmm.
we had a client in here, one of my clients, and then we were just chopping it up. You was listening to her, and she was trying to she was curious about polygamy and how it's going to work, and she was trying to make sense of it. But what I find interesting was the fact that you have sisters now entertaining that idea on that level. And
Right.
what do you think about that first and foremost? What do you think is happening?
Um, I think number one, they're already um feeling a shift. They may not know what it is, but they do feel something. And so um it's the nature of a woman to look for the life rafts. That's her nature. And so things that she may have at one time been against, she might consider when her life is on the line. So it's like, okay, you could starve or you could get in and be a part of this, this happening, because everybody over here eating. And
Right.
she has, yeah. And so they will probably start to consider other things. Um, But the interesting thing about it, and I think, that's probably where you're going with this, is how she was approaching it. And basically, did you want me to go into that?
Yeah, but that's what I was going to talk about next. Yeah. So
Okay,
really,
well, you go
yeah,
ahead.
because that's the main thing. Because I just wanted to get you in like you said, everything they can feel what's happening, and that's kind of a good sign. But for brothers, we need to understand really coming out of this gynocracy, you fellas need to understand really how these women are trying to play this shit. So,
Yeah.
but you heard her. These women are really trying to see how they can control it. So go ahead, you go ahead and elaborate on it then, since you right there. Go ahead.
Okay, so she basically was saying um, that she was starting to look at it as a possibility. And so she's already either in a situation like that or halfway in a situation like that or whatever, but she was just talking about the different forms of it, um, as if it had a real structure. But I see once I came into the conversation, I broke that shit down into molecules because she thought she was dealing with it from a standpoint of, well, you got this kind here, and you got this kind here, and you got that kind there. Now, and so basically, one of them was the parties involved kind of all know, of course, they all know that everybody involved is doing it. But in this one particular one, she was saying, but you don't have to know all the parties. Like all the parties involved know that they're involved in a polygamous situation, but they don't necessarily have to know each other in certain instances.
Right.
Um, and then there was another one where you could kind of know each other, and the women could be with both men and women, because, this and that and the third. So the first thing I did is I just broke it down. I said, number one, any woman that I'm dealing with, I'm not sharing her with anyone. I told her this. So I like to put all the cards on the table because I'm not going to play around. That way I don't have to waste my time. So that was the first thing I told her. I said, number one, if there's a woman that I'm dealing with, that's my property. I'm not sharing her with somebody else. That's number one. So it could be carpet munching or a dude on the weekends. That's not happening. So I don't even need to get to know anybody else because that's not happening. I said, and then I asked her the key question, and this was what really shut everything down. And what we got to understand, and I'm sure this is where you probably going, Scott, is that these women, as they enter into these new situations, which are not new, you got 1.2 million more babies in our community that they done pushed out that we did not create. So it's no question what our women are used to. They were brought over here to breed. We have to embrace that as a fundamental foundation to understanding what you're dealing with when you're talking about an American Black woman. This is her
Mm-hmm.
core. Her core is breeding. And that was sometimes with her own fucking son. He would make her sleep with him. But the thing is, she could buy her freedom with her vagina if she had somewhere between 10 and 12 babies. So she's used to pushing them out, handing them off, and getting pregnant again. Pushing them out, handing them off, and getting pregnant again. She had to become used to being detached from her own offspring.
Mm-hmm.
So the question that I asked her would shut down everything, and she had no answers for it. But she was breaking down these different um, um, aspects of it as if she had thought this thing through. So I told her, I just said this. I said, I said, and what is all of this for? And she was just kind of looking at me. And I wasn't like being aggressive towards her. I used to do this to my ex all the time. I mean, if you could have been a fly on the wall, you'd have saw how many times you could see the steam coming out of both of her ears when I would question her about certain things, and she would try to actually argue a point, and then I would just take one iota out of what she said, and the whole thing would collapse like somebody was stacking cards or something in some sort of a thing. I would just take one card out and the whole thing would collapse. And so the thing that I did is I just asked her, what is all of it for? Okay, this group here, some know each other. This group here, some decide not to. I said, but for what? Why are you doing this? So I gave her this analogy. I said, okay, because I talk like this. I said, I got an engine over here to my right. I got a transmission over here to my left. I got tires over there in the far corner. I got glass, in the back. I got seats, you know what I'm saying, that's still on the truck. I haven't unloaded them yet in the yard. I got all of the parts and the pieces to make a well running machine that will actually take all of us somewhere. But they're all segmented, they're all broken. I said, it doesn't, I said, you got all these different people involved in this circle of sexual activity, relations, but you calling it polyamory or polygamy or whatever. I said, but why? I said, what are the 5-year goals that each one of you within this group has individually that everybody involved in this circle is going to help everybody else to achieve? Where is this vehicle going? We don't have a vehicle. We just got motherfuckers slobbing on each other. These hoes over here, they carpet munching, you know what I'm saying? But they on the weekends and shit, you know what I'm saying? But they sucking dick the rest of the week. Why? What is this for? I said, how much do you need to retire? And by what age? I said, what's the goal here? What kind of spiritual aspirations are we going to attain as a result of this group? What's the point of all of it? You got all of these segmented parts, but what I need is a vehicle, right, that can get everybody where they need to go. But there are no goals involved. You're
Right.
trying to tell me the different ways that we can fuck each other. Well, guess what? We're already doing that. We're already
Yep.
doing that. We're already poly and don't know it. A lot of
Yeah.
husbands are poly and don't know it. Just like that one wife that we know who she is when she said, well, if the husband is paying all of the bills, but the wife is cheating on him, is he tricking? And I said, yes. And she was like, how, Warren? How is he tricking? I said, because I wouldn't trust you like that to begin with. Word on the street
Mhm.
about you. If he got enough weed and you high enough, shit, it's ass to mouth. Talking about, is he tricking? You see what I'm
The
saying?
thing,
So what I'm saying,
right,
and you ain't even gotta have no money to fuck the bitch. So I'm just saying, poly for what? And that's what I asked her. She didn't have any answers for that. And so you could go through the list. Okay, what financial goals is everybody in this group? At least in a susu type situation, even though um, it's like Social Security. You know what I mean? It's a Ponzi scheme. But at least when it's working, everybody will get what they were promised they would get if they put whatever amount in. At least there's some sort of goal here with everybody involved.
right.
Whereas in this poly shit that she was presenting, number one, she's trying to control it. I know we're gonna get to that. But what I'm saying is, if you deal with polygamy, it's got to be all the parts together creating a machine that has a purpose and a destination. Everybody here needs to be trying to go to a higher plane and to a higher place. I told her there needs to be spiritual goals. What are the spiritual goals of every? There ain't no fucking spiritual goals. You're trying to see which way, how many ways you could get fucked and licked and whatever. What is that? That's an animal house. And so just those questions that I asked her, what is this for? What goal are we trying to reach? How much money do you need to have saved or invested? And by what age do you want to retire? How is this group that you're involved in going to help you do that? I know that it's not because y'all don't think that far. You ain't thinking further than your clique, like all the fucking time.
Mm,
How about let the men do what they're supposed to do, which is take charge of all of this? Because if you don't, and here's the warning, if women come into this situation as this shit starts to get dire, as this dollar starts disappearing from existence, and they don't know what's going on, right? They're going to try to come into a fold, but they're going to try to have their own ideas of how it should run. How about you already fucked up the black community and you're not allowed in the cockpit? Get out of here or get off this vessel.
mm. Yeah, I mean, shit. That's Here's the thing, man. What you saying is so spot on because these women now, as you seen, as you were just saying, they're trying to figure out how to parlay this for their entertainment still. So they're taking that
Yeah.
same gynocracy mindset
Yep.
because shit is crumbling down. So they're gonna grab some of their girlfriends and say, "Hey, here's a dude we can parlay and we can eat it. We can, like you said, same dysfunctional relationships they come out of, same
Yep.
all just all raggedy, and they're gonna bring that same dysfunction to one dude, but mainly the dude is basically going to be serving all of them somehow, and they're going to be doing their thing, like you just said. It's going to be one big clubhouse of just dysfunctional sex. But and then here's the thing: any guy that's involved in that, he better understand what he's getting into, because you're gonna have to vet any woman that come into this circle, which is why we're doing this show tonight, because these men need to understand that this is not no just big orgy that you think is going to start happening. And it's not, these women are
No.
not thinking like that. She showed that they're not thinking to that degree like that. They still trying to
No.
figure out how they're going to control it, even for their benefit. But it's really with the man. And when I say the man, any man with purpose or vision, they ain't thinking about serving. Like you just said, it's more like, what you mean? What goals?
Yeah, he's the life raft that protects them from the freezing water.
Right.
Like in the Titanic, the man is the life raft. One of the she tried to she had thought this shit so deep, it was so deep.
Right.
She said one of the breakdowns was it was a V shape. And she said one of the breakdowns is that there's a V shape. And I'm looking at the bitch, and she said um, the man is at the bottom of the V. He is the center point that both sides of the V come together. They come together like into him, like Voltron or some shit. And
Right.
he's the center point, and they're each connected to him. And there's that V shape. And I'm like, okay, that's nice. But again, for what? And so that's the whole thing. The point of this in thinking about this is that as this shit starts to get real, they're going to come to you. It's hard now to even get abroad to show you proper respect. When you just walk up to a counter and she was just cheesing in front of some white folks, then you come up after that and she looking at you like, like you ready to steal her purse behind the counter, right? Well, don't be alarmed when the pussy comes to you in various package forms, be it a V shape or a C or a L or whatever the fuck they come up with, these different polygamy type formations, I'm saying be aware because they're going to bring it to you. Now you think, hey, this is a come up. It went from you can't even go up to a chick in a club and holler to bitches coming up to you like, would you take me, my friend, and her friend? No, that's chaos. Take them for
Right.
what?
Exactly.
So don't let that opportunity to have multiple bitches because how do they see you as a man? It
Mm.
ain't respect. You're a means to an end, which is her survival. And if you die in the process of her surviving, oh well, she'll be on to the next nigga. So just be aware of these opportunities that'll be coming your way, where these
Mm-hmm.
bitches done figured out some more dysfunctional gynocratic bullshit. You say,
Yep.
no, I'm breaking up all of this shit. What I need from each one of you is your credit rating.
Yeah.
I need to know how much college loan debt you owe. And I also need to know how much credit card debt you owe. We really
And
need to have, yeah, we
yep.
really need to have, something like a literal credit level that the bitch need to have before we bring her in. Now, I
Yeah.
say bitch affectionately, you know where I'm coming from. So, yeah, but the gist of it is it might be a 720. That's my suggestion. You bring a chick in, she got to at least have a 720 credit rating.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, now that sounds like this Voltron is coming together for a purpose. Well, why do I need to have that? Because we gonna end up rich from this. Pussy is the last thing on my mind. It's purse first.
Yeah.
It's
And
purse
and
first.
then and then one other thing too that I wanted to add is that you're gonna take all these bitches to the get checked out because if they coming with
Yes.
the vacation shot, that ain't gonna happen. I mean,
Nope.
you
There
need
you
to
got it.
make
Yep.
sure, yeah, you got to make sure they clean.
Are they
A good,
vaccinated?
yeah, are they vaccinated? I mean, meaning we don't want that.
No.
So,
Exactly.
uh, we need to know all of that, man. So you guys got to understand, man, because a lot of dudes are gonna hear this and thinking like, yeah, man, because I hear some of these panels, they're laughing and giggling, saying this is we're gonna have multiple chicks. They're gonna be calling back saying, "Hey, big head," but like you just said, man, you got to know, like, what the fuck, like,
Yeah.
okay, even if they try to come back, you got to see, you got to find out where they've been. It's like you said, it's a stray cat, like you said in one of your videos. It's like a
That's right.
fucking alley cat. You got to know where the fuck she
Yep.
been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to do it. You have to do it right now. I think more than any other time that we are in right now. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
vitally important that you guys make sure you have a layout, a whole plan, like shit, man, like the video we did last night. We that ain't posted, but we were
Yeah.
just talking a little bit about that, just having some type of program because this is not a game, fellas. This is your livelihood, and this is your future. And this is like Dr. Tia Son Johnson said. This is first time probably in our history that black men actually have a chance to turn this shit around. The universe has
Yeah.
made it so uncomfortable for us. We have been complaining. We have been doing all this shit, but now we have an opportunity to change shit. And what you gonna do with it? So
Yep.
anything you want to add on that?
Yeah. Basically, and understand that it don't have to be with a majority American black woman basis.
No.
It don't have to be that. It might not be that. You know what I'm saying? So if a chick has rolled up her sleeve, she has pretty much shown you in so many words what side of righteousness she's on. I'm not condemning anyone that's taking it. There are people that we know. and love that's taking it. Probably definitely people in my family,
Mm,
that's taking it, I ain't even got it because I know them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you know, it's the man has to set the precedent for whatever he gets involved in. And it's got to make sense to his ultimate purpose. It's got to make sense to his ultimate
yeah.
purpose.
So shout out to Seven Cupid. He put you've gotta put a super chat. He said you gotta treat it like a business. He said, and these women are your employees. They've got to know up front that
Exactly.
you intend for them to work their behinds off. Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Yeah. And shout out to Dave Fitzgerald. He said thank for the cash app. He said thank you two brothers, two bros, gods for inspiration. Appreciate it,
Oh, that's
man.
what's up.
Yeah, man. Make sure
Mm.
y'all enjoying this game, man. We got Pimp Jeezy on. Make sure y'all hit the cash app, because we bringing y'all this game, man, tonight that nobody's really coming from this angle and how to deal with these women, man, because this is with the evictions are coming, the
Yeah.
tsunami evictions. And I just found out, well, I think we found out yesterday. I think they pushed it back now to October, but it still don't
Yeah.
mean shit because they ain't gonna have no jobs. They not gonna have,
No.
you know,
How much
they
money can you how much money can you save in 2 months or whatever the fuck that is? No, they ain't gonna save shit. They gonna be over here in Tyson's at the Louis Vuitton line. They ain't saving, they ain't preparing for shit. And then they gonna be walking around with some motherfucking signs when October come talking about give us free. Save us. Look out for the renter, but you did nothing to prepare yourself. That's why in the Bible, uh, Jesus in the Bible said the poor will always be amongst you. They're poor because of the way that they think.
mm,
There's no planning, and we gotta get on some wealth type shit as men. I don't look the women if they want to run amok, which they already are, fine, okay. But the men, no, like they said in The Godfather, women could be emotional, but men don't have that luxury of being emotional. We don't have that luxury as men. We got to think and use our ego archetype. We got to look, um, out, and into to with foresight and see what's coming and see what's in front of us and make plans accordingly. And that's key.
now do you think even in a common situation with all this going down, do you think a lot of men are going to be? I mean, well, we already see it, but I want your take on it. You think a lot of these men are going to be victims to their own lust and desires to these women in a serious way?
Yeah, because all of a sudden you went from no ass to 3, 4 within your circumference.
Yeah.
So you think you done came up. You about to go back to church. Like thank God. What I mean, you feeling spiritual. Like this is you know. But the whole thing is there's gotta be a purpose for all of it, and you have to embrace pimpology.
Yes. They've been saying it for years.
A pimp pimps on a woman as if he doesn't even have a penis. Can you imagine that? No homo, not even nipped and tucked. You know how you could tuck the shit in. None of that weird shit. You handle her as if you don't even have a penis, but you all man and you all heterosexual. But when you deal with her, you got to take your weakness off the table because there's a trick in every man, even in a pimp. There's a John in a pimp if he ain't careful.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's something that I thought about. I never ran this cross to you, but it was something. It was
Mm.
one of my thoughts that I had. A lot of brothers, like you said, the new brothers that's on the come up and wasn't getting no ass, wasn't getting a lot of attention. But a lot of guys are gonna have some new money, especially in the age of knowing. A lot of guys are online now, making some money,
Yep.
but they're not used to, like you just said, getting a bunch of broads.
Yeah.
So they gonna be really quick to just start tricking off this little new money they getting because they're not used to it. Like I said, you even see it with the athletes, these young boys.
Right.
Even though they somewhat been like that for years, but you seeing it more and more, that a lot of these young dudes and some of these young rappers, they just being taken for bad. They getting their chains stolen. One dude got killed.
Yeah.
So I'm saying these brothers have to really have their lives cemented and their vision cemented in, because once you start even entertaining women, groups of them, alley cats, you don't know. You got to be careful even what you disclosing to these women, man. So,
Yeah.
um,
They nosy.
yeah,
Um, and you just really have to you gotta take the sex off the table in terms of getting down to business. You know, what is money? Money is a tool. You can use it to build, right? Or you can use it to destroy, right? Because if you don't show the proper respect for it, then you're gonna suffer on the back end for that,
hmm,
right? So, what is a woman? A woman is a tool. Same. I'm not reducing a woman to an object. I'm simply saying, in terms of her utility, she's a tool because I'm building. I'm building. So if you come to the party, right, then I'm going I'm to need you to have a role in what I'm building here. She's a tool.
right.
She should have certain resources. She should have certain skill sets that you need. And I'll make use of it as long as she's there until she jump ship or jump canoe and go to another dude. That's fine, you know. Uh, but as long as you are aboard my vessel, you are going to help me win. Otherwise, there's no purpose in you being here.
Yeah, that's bottom
So,
line. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
that's it.
I was gonna say. Somebody said it's an interesting question. Somebody put in the comment. They
Hmm.
said, "Are Christian religious women going to be forced to be polygamous too?" What's your take
Absolutely.
on
They already are.
that?
They're polygamous all week except Sunday.
That is true, though.
And I'm talking Sunday between the hours of church service and afterwards. Because that evening, they're going to get them some, cognac and then some folks going to come over or whatever. And then so I'm just saying they already polygamous.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I was sharing with you earlier. I was saying how a lot of these women, they so socially, and we see it all the time being out here too, man. They so socially awkward.
Yeah.
Um, it's going to be really tough for a lot of guys because everything that most women do now, like you said, is moment by moment, and it's
Yeah.
transactional. It's like, okay, I'm a fuck. Then I might eat some pussy tonight, but then I'm hungry. I'm gonna go over to the restaurant, and I want to drink. I might have a drink. She might even get drunk. Then she get dragged home, may get fucked. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm saying that's how they live their life. It's moment by moment. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying that's why they're socially awkward because their whole life is a swipe left or right. Just everything
Yeah.
they do. I'm gonna go
Right.
here. I might hang out with him. And so if I just want to take a walk with him, but I gotta leave early because I sort of, it's like their whole life is it's just a constant moment by moment flash. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, what do you think really? How are men gonna be able to adjust to having more than one woman that are like that are not used to even interacting with a man, let alone how can that adjust into a situation where you have multiple women that you're dealing with? I mean, what level of patience is a man and what he has to really do to even crack that?
Okay. When you
Coupled with
start,
coupled with the damaged wound. But go ahead.
yeah, when you start uh, a business and you're going to need employees, you got to go through a process of elimination. And so, uh, one of the videos that I put up was with the American Pimp payroll, where he was talking about that. At least in the particular video, he had two hoes, and he was saying that, like even in the movie American Pimp, one of them said one bad bitch beats five funky hoes. So you got dudes that payroll said you got dudes that they brag about numbers. Man, I got eight hoes, man. I'm eight deep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm about to go pick up them bitches now. But they bringing in 200 a night a piece.
Hmm.
I mean, what the fuck is that?
All right.
You see what I'm saying? Gorgeous Dre said that men in the game used to ask him, "What are you telling these women? What are you telling them? Whether it's real or fake, what are you telling them that you got bitches that bring in 1 million a year? Bust a nigga for 100,000 over a weekend. What are you telling them that makes them that empowered? That they have a level of psychology that they could
Hmm.
transfer to a motherfucker to make a motherfucker come out his pockets like that? What are you telling them?" And I think the key to the game is this: you as a man have to be excellent
Yeah.
because the woman is a reflection of your light. So you got to make sure that your light shines as bright as it can from the inside out. So your game in all aspects of your manhood, your four archetypes, awakening the master masculine, your connectivity to your higher self,
Mm.
um, the activity and usefulness of your third eye, your connection to your inner feminine, which is called your inner marriage, a lot of different things. You got to be a full and complete man. And so in the movie American Gangster, Gorgeous Dre said, when a dude has a ghetto mentality, he's gonna do ghetto shit with his hoes. Now he might get some hoes, but the shit that he does to them is gonna be dumb and stupid. Like this one
Right.
like this one scene in American Pimp where the ghetto nigga he was he had a Coke and it was probably cold, like a canned Coke. And he told his hoes, now get the walking. And she started walking, and then he took the back of her halter top and put that cold Coke into the back of it against her skin. I'm just saying a ghetto
Right.
nigga is he gonna have ghetto tactics and thoughts and dumb shit. He gonna have them doing all kind of dumb shit. because her moonlight is a reflection of his sunlight. So
Yeah.
if you make that light bright, then you have the best game to instill into these women. So that's the key. You have to be your best. And like Dre said in one other video, he said, you have to be your best for you. You don't
That's
wait
the
on
key.
you don't wait on her to be acting right for you to go ahead and act right. No, you do what you're supposed to do, and it ain't got nothing to do with her. What am I saying ultimately? I'm saying that just like I started with, in a business, you have a process of elimination. And people come in and they come out. And they come in and they come out. And there's a revolving door at first until boom, Alicia come in and she's solid. Okay, let's keep going. And you keep going and people coming in and coming out, coming in and coming out, and boom, Marcus come in. And then you keep going and you keep going. What am I saying? I'm saying that women are the same way. Hoes come going.
Mm.
So I'm allowing them to come in and go out. I'm not attached to any of them in that way. While they're with me, they're my responsibility. But I got to accept the game. I got to accept the game. The game says that they can leave just as easily as they came.
Yeah.
Here's what's not going to leave: them billions that I'm planning on getting. That's not going to leave. That goal is set, and she could be a part of it, right? Or she could find a bed of rocks, take her socks and shoes off, and kick to her heart's content. And I'm not going to be there to watch because I'm busy.
Damn.
So that's the key. This ship has to sail. And if they're going to be there, then good. But we have to allow them to leave. The pimps, they would say, I celebrate when a hoe leaves me because it gives another hoe an opportunity to choose.
Mm.
Because what you're looking for is the right members to stay that'll be there for the long haul. They're
Yeah.
solid, and now your team is tight. So you're just looking for the right team. What am I saying? I'm saying that even if you get into a polygamous relationship and all of a sudden you got four, well, trust and believe them slots is going to be filled by somebody else before it's over.
Yep.
It's musical chairs out this motherfucker.
Yep. And here's the thing. It's something that um well, first of all, let me just say this. Hey man, you got I have 81 people in here, man. Look, I ain't like everybody else, but if y'all enjoying this content, man, first of all, make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure you guys support the channel and content. Like I said, this is gonna be on the private for the members only. So, but make sure y'all hit the cash app, man, if y'all enjoying this, man, because I don't like to keep stopping saying that because this is some good information and some good game that you guys are getting, man. This. I'm even enjoying the conversation that we are
Same here.
bringing to you guys. It's like this is really good, man. So make sure y'all support, man. Support the Cash App. I appreciate the love and you know and chopping up the game with the Pimp God. Listen, this is one of the things I was saying to the fellas too that um when you bringing in different women, like on the screen, we got one, two, three, four, five. If you got five of them women, look like they all like from different places. If you
Mhm.
have five of them, each one of them from right to left, left to right, each one of them had to be bringing something, like you said, to you. Uh, and that man in the
Right.
middle, like you said, how does he view himself? what is he? What is he about? What is his vision? So each one of these,
Right.
and that's taking sex off the table. So each one of these women that's with him, hugging on him, what do she handle his graphics? One, does she handle his back office stuff? One, do she make runs with him, go to meetings? One, do he have just for to go close deals at a business meeting or shit? We got to look at stuff like that, man. Like
Yeah,
what are they all for? You know what I mean? So one could be just vetting new women, so
that's true.
you have to be empire building, and each woman have to serve a role, and each woman have to earn her position with you. And like I
Yeah,
said, and like Pimp God said, we got to make sure you got to treat them like you don't even have a penis.
yeah, that's
You
right.
really have to
Oh,
do that. Go ahead. What you about to say?
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna just say we got to start looking at sex, man. For so long, man, for so long as black men in this country, we have been mendingos, we have been stepdaddies, we have been just bucks to everybody, not just to women, to everybody, broken
Yeah,
bucks to the whole society, and anything that's sexual, and it's been put on us in every which way. At this point, man, and I'm gonna say this, and I want y'all to hear me clear, that we have to completely take sex off the brain. I mean, we enjoy women, yes, we do.
yeah,
I'm not saying that, but we got to
right.
start retraining our thoughts and seeing what's the proper use for them, because women are starting to just completely just put you in a bag. You just like the bitch to her. No
Mm-hmm.
respect. You make money here. Just take your money and resources. You fucking mule. You're a fucking
Mm-hmm.
mule. And we have to start looking at them completely different. Yeah, we admire the fat ass. Absolutely. I love it like every other man. But we have to start taking that part off the table completely and saying what use, how many miles she has left. I mean, from
Let me
every
let,
aspect. But go ahead.
yeah. Let me throw this whole thought in your mind. I want you to put this in your coffee tomorrow morning when you sipping on that shit. I want you to think about this on the way to work. A hoe once said, and I'm talking about an acculturated hoe. I ain't talking about a bona fide hoe. This is the phrase, and this is the kind of shit that bitches talk about amongst each other. Fuck him until he runs out of money.
Damn.
That is a whole mentality. Fuck him until he runs out of money, and then go to the next. And the extent of the relationship is just that. Fuck him good until he runs out of money. Because that's her goal. Why? Because she's married to the game. And for a lot of women, the game is money and lifestyle. They want the lifestyle. They want the this. They want the that. And you really need to understand the way these bitches thinking out here, man. The way, and I ain't saying that all women are bitches, but I'm saying that in the West, most of them are. I don't give a fuck. Most of these females in the West are bitches. And the Bible says a woman that lacks shame should be considered as a dog. And
Yep,
the last
sure
time I
did.
looked in Webster's dictionary, a female dog is called a bitch. And when the Bible says she should be considered as, that means that you can call her that. You consider her not as a virtuous woman, but as a female dog. And most of these females lack shame. How much shame is involved in fuck him until he runs out of money? Where the shame at? Ain't no shame in that. It's about, and they, even though they're the fucking whore, they see you as gum on the bottom of their feet. Hoes do not respect tricks.
Hmm.
They don't see you as a man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to freezing the game. He said this too shall be applied. PG Scott pinpoint precision. Appreciate it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and a question from my still. He said, what's a good first task to give a woman, i.e., introduction training? It's just still imaginarian. What you take on that?
Oh, okay. One of my longtime subs, um, in his 20s, he was over, and we did some shots for my clothing line. And this fine ass chick that live in the building, Scott, you already know who it is. She got
Yep.
locks, nice ass. I'm
Whew.
talking about, man, that shit is
That shit. Nice.
yeah, that. And so we was analyzing her, and he got a lot of insight, which all of our subs do for the most part. I know that it's a high intelligentsia because you attract what you are. So I don't have no doubts in my gist people. I don't have no doubts in our YouTube people because I I'm a high intellectual. So I know that you attract what you are, right? So we were chopping it up and we was assessing her because she walked by us with her little doggy. And we was looking at that ass, and the front of her shirt was tied to where you could almost see her navel. It might have been showing that old school way they used to tie. She's sexy as fuck. But here's the thing. In analyzing her, because it's the way my pimp mind work, and I told him this. If he's listening, he could tell you because he was right. It was just me and him looking at her. I told him what I would do to test her to see if I would go any further with her. If we started talking, I would ask her the unthinkable. So, what's the unthinkable? I would ask her if we were really serious talking. I would tell her that I don't like animals, but I like you. And I would ask her to do what I probably already know that she won't do, get rid of that dog.
Hmm.
I told him that. I said, I would ask her to get rid of her dog. Why? Well, because I know how important my light is. And I also know how socially awkward a lot of these women are. And they got animals like Linus blankets. So I need to know from a pimp's perspective the degree to which her commitment will be and what would she sacrifice to let me know it's real. See, sacrificing her night to come fuck you and sit on your face is not a sacrifice because she was going to do that with the other dude if he wasn't in jail, right? Or the other dude that's married but he just couldn't get away from the wife. That's not no fucking sacrifice. Bitches get fucked all the time. No. I want to know what would she sacrifice to show her commitment to me. And you have to be willing to allow her to leave if she doesn't. Because it ain't no takebacks. If you say, listen, I don't like dogs. Okay, I don't have anything against your dog, and I want to be with you, and I want to build, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need you to get rid of your dog. I already know, especially if this is a black woman, nigga, you every cuss word in the back of her head while she looking at you that hasn't been invented yet. Cause she gonna be like, what? Right? And I'm putting that out there because this was a real fucking conversation. We had already done our photo shoot, so we were just outside chopping up before he left. And what I'm passing to you is there has to be an initiation. What is she willing to sacrifice?
Yeah.
With my ex, I have no qualms about making her my main because she accepted that I was polygamous. She literally tried to recruit her best friend from high school because she told her, she said, look, I already got a good man and you keep going through him. You ain't got to go through him. Just join us. She told her fucking best friend this.
Now, that
So
shit
I
made
don't
me
have,
fly. She was on point.
nigga, I don't have any qualms because she accepted who I am and that never changed. And like I said before, even when we couldn't have sex when she got pregnant with my first son and the doctor told us not to, she said, we came home and she said, I cannot have sex with you. And I was there, but she wanted to talk to me. She said, so I can't please you in the way that I normally would. So she said, so I know a man has needs and get those needs met. She said, all I ask is that you would be responsible. When is the last time you had a bitch? Not even a bitch. That's some other shit. That's almost like, God damn, like Mother Teresa type shit. When's the last time you had a female say that to you and mean it? She gave me a hall pass. I didn't need one because she already accepted that I was polygamous, but that stayed throughout the relationship. And what I'm saying is that I left the chick before her because I told her I was polygamous. So I was supposed to have both of them. Well, why did you make your baby mama your main? Because she used to pick me up from the apartment. And I was already with somebody. She was my side piece. And she fully accepted it with him. And she told them the magic words. She said, when I'm with him, I'm happy. I said, shit. A chick
Yeah,
say
that's
that to her people? Fuck that. I'm making her my main. So I don't even have no regrets about that because it's just certain fundamental shit. That's a sacrifice. It's not about if she stay. It's not about if it's successful. But it has to be a prerequisite in order for me to bring her on board. A sacrifice. That's a sacrifice. When a woman is willing to do something strange, not for a piece of change, but for a man that she feels could help take her to the next level, and the family don't understand it, and they in her ear, but she like, nah, this is what I chose. Now
yeah.
they eventually won on the back end. They won. They got her. They pulled her back down into that bucket because that's the first thing I did when I got with her. I tried to get her to sacrifice them completely because I tried to move her away from Cleveland and take her to the DMV. And I brought her to the DMV, showed her around, and then she was like, I could get used to this. And I was like, that's what the fuck I wanted to hear because that's why I brought your ass. I'm saying this to myself, of course. And when I started going into everything to make that move, right, she didn't move at all.
Hey,
But that's okay I don't have any regrets in choosing her as my ex.
No.
I don't have any because there's just certain fundamentals that the average woman wouldn't sacrifice. And our issue was one of cultivation.
There you go.
She wasn't cultivated to be a wife. And that's what came out in the wash. And I told her that to her face. I never married you because you weren't a wife. I told her that to her face. And I bet you she don't never forget those words, even if she married now. I bet you she never had a man tell her that before.
No.
Now I was
Never.
hurt when she broke the family up, yes. But my words still stood because I ain't no simp. I didn't come back on that and say, well, look, I'll marry you. Hell no. Uh-uh. I'm not doing that. She said one time, she said, well, I want to be married now. I said, well, the prenup will be so fucking ridiculous that it wouldn't even make sense. It'd probably be a 15-page document. I talk like that. I told her, I said, it'd probably be a 15-page document. I'm going to think
Right.
of all kind of creative shit, which basically comes down to Jay-Z. You be the same chick when you leave the bank book and the credit cards and take all the shit you came with. That's what it's gonna be. That's what the But I'm just saying, she was willing to sacrifice. When I wanted to buy a laptop, she said, "I want you to get the iPad because the iPad had just came out." I was like, "Well, I just need a laptop because I'm about to write these books and I'm about to do this." She's like, "I still think the iPad is gonna be the wave of the future." She said, because it was like new technology. She said, "I want you to have one." So when she got her next check, she cashed it and gave the entire thing to me. It was like a part-time job check, but she gave me the whole thing. And I went out to Micro Center out in Cleveland, Ohio, and I bought an iPad. She bought my first wave of books, my first books, wholesale books that I got from Amazon. She bought them. My first box of milk. That was the first book I ever wrote. She bought those. She's and and so I'm just saying the fundamentals was there. That was way a lot for me. But what I'm saying is to answer the brother's question, you need to know how real it is at the outset. What should you do? Find something that she may need to sacrifice, or is she willing to sacrifice as an entry into being with you? She needs to be
Mm.
able to be willing to do that. Something that's
Damn.
important. Yeah, that's that. And guess what? That's in your direction. So isn't an iPad gonna help me in terms of business? Yeah. Well, isn't my first books gonna help me in terms of business? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She would break me off every income tax return time. Cause see, as an entrepreneur, we used to not having no check. So she was used to working and I was required the women I dealt with to work
Yeah.
until, further notice, right?
Exactly.
And the one time that I did not allow her to work is when they told her that she was at risk of having my son too prematurely because her centimeters was too small. So I did the unthinkable. Pimps don't work, but I did. I went out and got a job so that regular income could come in that she used to cover so that she could stay home. And that's what she did. And she ain't
Mm.
used to that. But I told her, you're not working. I need to I need to get Osiris here. And she stayed home. So I'm just saying there were certain fundamentals that was there. Still love her. Still love her. But she just wasn't cultivated to be a wife.
Damn. Well, man, listen, man. I mean, first I want to send a shout out to real quick, Super Chat C Dub,
Ah, see,
C
Doug.
Douglas. Yeah,
Yes,
he's in the
sir.
building,
That's
and
what's up.
KJ he sent a cash app. Appreciate it, man. Hey, man. Hey, oh, and just came in. Hey, in in a team. I can't say the name. Bennett. He said for the Jubilee, is it Jubilee? For Polygamy show.
Oh, awesome.
Appreciate it, man. All right. So if y'all enjoy this game, we got Pimp Go. I'm gonna ask him one more question, and
Okay.
um we're gonna just kind of chop it up. I think I got one person. My man James came in, but I wanna say this, man. What would you say at this point? Because that was a great example of how you made use of her,
Yeah.
despite what you said, how she was cultivated, and that was a learning lesson, even for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And dealing with all the women that I dealt with, even in my salon, and just them doing things, but I still was able to make use. But the thing that I didn't know was how they were cultivated. So,
Yeah.
what would you suggest right now in this hour, in the age of Aquarius, right now? Because it's going to happen, man. I mean, all the writing is on the wall that it's going down. What would you suggest to the brothers, man, from this point on? Like, strongly, number one, that they should really pay attention to and really start getting themselves together. Like, what would you really suggest them do going into this
Uh,
this next phase of dealing with multiple women, possibly?
mhm. Um, First of all, like I said, what you may have been alluding to is you have to do what all pimps do at the outset of um, a um, a new girl, and that is you got to do a background check. You got to know as much as you can, as far back as her memory can take you, about her past and what helped to cultivate and shape who she is. We was talking to an older lady today that revealed for the first time since Dr. Scott has known her for years. Okay, I only been here 3 years, but today she revealed that when she was 9, her older sister's boyfriend started having straight up intercourse with her. And he had intercourse with her until she was 12. And I said 9.
Damn.
So when you talk about the moves that a woman makes in terms of relationships, you can always trace it back to her cultivation and her earliest sexual partners. And you need to know that, you know. Um, so you got to go back. You got to find out about the first 3 men she ever had sex with. You don't have to tell her why you want to know. But in so many words in conversation, you have to finesse it. You don't sit there with a piece of paper and be like, oh, okay, oh no, I asked you that already. Okay, now, so tell me if you can't, you talk, finesse her out of the info, but just talk to her, you know, but find out um, about how she was cultivated. Was her mother a wife to her father? And are the people closest to her wives to their dudes, to their husbands? Because if they're not, there's a reason why they're so close. Don't take a woman's friends for granted. No, that's that's a mirror. She might have on a mask, but they don't. They're gonna be less apt to hide who they really are around you. So y'all come from the party and her friend was acting all ratchet or whatever. And she being a little embarrassed because y'all still fresh, y'all still new. She gonna say some shit like, yeah, Karen, that's my girl. But she a little ratchet though. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Bitch, I just saw her. I know she ratchet as fuck. I ain't gonna lie. But she's trying to cover up because the reason that they're friends and so damn close is because they're the same. And so don't take their friends and closest family members for granted. That is the face behind the mask that you're dealing with, especially when it's fresh. Um, Pay attention to how she talks to her baby daddy, which it shouldn't be because we already covered that that's a motherfucking mental disorder. But just in case, know that the way that she talks to him and the way that she refers to him is going to be you at some point. I know it don't seem like it, not at first, because the pussy's so good. You know what I'm saying? Her hair game on fleek, you know, and she make your eggs right with the cheese and all that shit. But that's just the preliminary shit. You want to know who she is? Listen to how she talked to her baby daddy when she on the phone with him. Nigga, what you gonna do? You coming to get them or what? I mean, cause look, I just came
Yeah.
from the hospital. I just came from the hospital. I ain't trying to deal with no other more crazy niggas. So what you trying to do? And then they arguing and back and forth, and he calling her bitch and all this kind of shit. The way that she talks to him is who she is. Don't take that for granted. And look at the people closest to her that's not trying to impress you, because there's a reason why they so close. You vet them at the beginning, and you um, and accept what you see, you know.
Mm.
Um, and then other than that, don't be so attached to the outcome. A pimp pimps in the now. He don't pimp in the future because you can't pimp in the future because if the future is tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, that's not gonna be the future. That's gonna be now. That's some good
Mm.
game.
That is,
Always
man.
stay in the moment. Always stay in the moment, right? So, in other words, you never come into it worrying about her exit. Or if she gonna leave, is she gonna stay, is she gonna leave? That's the future. Get what you can out of her in the direction of your ultimate purpose, because that's what's going to give her fulfillment, whether she knows it or not.
Damn.
Right? And I'm not talking about being selfish in the negative sense. Be selfish about reaching your goals. And something else I want to throw on the table too while I'm talking about it. If you got 10 things that you want to accomplish this year, this goes back to what I just said. There's only one thing holistically that the mind can focus on at one time. I know people talk about multitasking and all that shit, but at the highest level, the mind focuses on one thing at a time to a T. So, what I'm saying to you is whatever the goal is that you're working on, don't worry about the other ones yet. The only thing in front of your face is the goal that you're working on. You're not focused on any other nine. That's the only thing that you think about. That's the only thing that you direct your energy towards, right? A woman in your life, how's she gonna help you achieve that? And something else I want to put out here, make sure that your goals are lofty and big enough to include three, four, five, six, or seven women. What do I mean? Make sure that your goals are big enough so that your residual income you got coming in, your credit is on fleek, and your space is big enough. Make room for what's coming anyway. I'm not talking about for them, but I'm talking about if you start it's 28 million businesses, right? 28 million business owners in this country, right? But 24 million are sole proprietors or small businesses with just them, and they don't even have no employees. Make your business goals, make your vision big enough for other people to be in it. Make it big enough for other people to fit in within that consciousness. Don't be penny ante in your way around this. Make that shit lofty so that you could give different people different jobs and work within what you're doing. Right? And so one of the reasons I talked about having space is because some of the women that come into your life are going to need to be healed. You're going to need the space and the resources to do that. So when she come in, okay, we talked about sacrifice. If she's a social media baby, she's going to need to be detoxed from that 6 months at least without any contact with her past, right? And a detox from social media. You need to be on some Dr. Sabi type shit. Steal them hoes away and have them drinking lettuce juice and,
Yeah.
you know, specialized meditated bananas or some shit. I don't know, but whatever it is, your concoctions with your major food groups and your your special water, charged water and all that, your crystals and all that, she gonna need to be detoxed from everything that has polluted her being as well as her womb. And
Dang.
if she really serious, you might need to send her over there to Master Yao
Yep.
to get her
Go ahead.
yeah, and put her in that program. And maybe you need to go too so that you can learn how to heal her womb and get in
Yeah.
touch with him and figure out how to do it. Because if you're going to bring women in, you're going to have to have your healer archetype online. This is not about ass. This is about responsibility.
Damn. Yeah, man. That's a great way to end it, man. That's these fellas, man. If y'all appreciate this game, man, y'all make sure y'all support the channel and its content, 'cause that was some fire, man. Nobody else is really talking about it from this perspective. They thinking
Mm-mm.
more about getting ass and
Yeah.
how they gonna, so this is more than just see after you hear this kind of game, it make you think, reevaluate your own situation as a man, like damn, I gotta be prepared for this shit, man. And you got homework to do, man. Then you got
And I
homework
got
to do for yourself. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got one more thing to lay before we leave, and that is this. I need the men to think about themselves as their own version of TD Jakes. I ain't talking about Christianity at all. Imagine that you are a pastor and that the women on your staff, which in the church would generally be like your staff, your help, are also your staff and help, but in a polygamous situation, these are your workers, your main people to keep shit going. Like you might have one female, one that's in, maybe she's an accounting major, but you trust her to a degree that she handles your financing. You know, I'm gonna give you a quick example. A ex pastor of mine, his wife died, and there was a lady who was his accountant. And at that time, our church was bringing in millions a year. And she handled his business so well that a year after his wife died and he laid her to rest, he married her. Why? Because she already proved that she had his back throughout them years. She knew the ins and out of his ministry because she handled the finances and she made sure that that shit was tight. So you know how they say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Well, the way through to a pimp's heart is through, her purse. And if she handles your business well, that if she handles your business well, that's why I got a measure of love for Bella. Even though sometimes we have our ins and outs, whatever, but I like how she handles my business on the Patreon. And that makes me have a love for a woman, the way she handled my business.
Right.
So
Damn.
think of yourself as like a pastor, right? And that um, your woman or women that you bring in have to be a part of your ministry. And your ministry is whatever your vision is. And your purpose has to be connected to serving humanity in some way. Well, that's a ministry.
Yep.
It's not about money. Money will come the more people you serve. A shoe shinesman can only make money per shoe, that per pair of shoes that he shines. But if you came out with a product, right, that revolutionized that shit, and that shit was on, shelves, and other people who do shoe shine, they bought your kit, and you got money coming in residually, that's a whole nother thing, right? So think of what you're doing as being a pastor, and that the women that come in are a part of your ministry, right? And and as long as they're a part of that ministry, they're your responsibility. You got to take care of them. There's got to be a spiritual component to it too.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Well, as always, man, that was some fire game, man. And that approach, see, that takes, like I said, it just takes the whole sting out of men just thinking they just gonna get just a plethora of pussy, like all these holes everywhere, use vag. That,
right.
like I said, man, men just gotta, you just gotta prepare yourself, man. As you talking, I'm just thinking, these are things we talk about all the time, but men, you have to become this, man, and you have to just really start living this, and
Yeah,
your whole essence in being. And I know that you will agree. I mean, we see it all the time. Once you become this, what Pimp God and myself are talking about, you kind of, women already know that you're not about no bullshit just by your mere
yeah,
presence. So
yeah,
y'all ain't even got to go through all the rigmarole and dinner dates, like BGS said. What a waste of time. She
yeah,
already knows that you about business. Just your aura. And it's something you said the other day when you're talking. A man should have a level of seriousness to him, and
yeah,
especially in this current climate as black men.
yeah.
So, um, you know, I say that's just what it is, man. But again, man, appreciate you coming on. And oh, shout out to uh what is it? Chef Rob Redmond. He sent the
Oh,
cash
dope,
app. He said the
dope.
game fire, you know, so
Oh, okay,
appreciate
that's
it.
what's up.
So
Dope,
all
dope.
right, Pimp Jeezy. Until next one. Appreciate
Okay.
you coming on. And
All right, that's
until
what's up.
next show. All right, bro. All
Okay. All right,
right,
y'all. Peace,
peace.
peace.
Hello, James.
Hey, what's up, God? What's going
Yeah,
on?
hold on. Yeah, what's up? Hold on for 1 second.
No problem.
So yeah, fellas. We had the Pimp God up, man, and that was some fire game, man. And oh, who does producer hack? You said SO. Appreciate the super chat too, producer hack. Uh, what is it? SO to the God. I mean, to the good dot and PG. Appreciate the messages you brothers deliver. No, appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all support, man. And that was just some fire ass game, man. And I just wanted to bring that shit to y'all, man, because you guys need that. You guys need that next level game. So you know, these are things that's coming down the pike for you guys. You know, all these women gonna be coming, but y'all gonna have to be prepared. And really, it's based on what kind of man and brand of man you're gonna be, like Pimp God was saying. You know, so um, y'all gonna have to establish yourselves. It's a lot of work to be done. So if y'all just want to be, you know, the average Joe Blow, just trying to get some ass, but it's gonna be at your own detriment. I can guarantee you that. So um, you know, so I just wanted to make sure y'all got it. So what's up, James, man? I saw you in the box, man. We was what's good with you, player?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. I had a couple questions as always.
Go
Taking notes.
ahead, shoot.
Um, My first question was, or is, I should say, as how does a man guard himself um, in a sense of, let's say he got, let's say, 4 or 5 women in the stable, and he starts to notice that one starts to behave erratically because we, you know what I'm saying, after seeing that what happened to that young boy in the NBA, a lot of, as much as we say that we're informed, right? There's certain things that some women have mastered, right? The art of seduction. I remember reading that with Robert Greene, and there's certain things that we as men tend to fail to understand that realm. And basically, that's my first question: like, how do you guard yourself, especially in this climate where we know women are, they're gonna come strong with different types of game and different tools and kits and stuff like that.
Well, like I said before, man, really, right before Pimp God got off, what I was saying is that as black men, you guys see. Here's the thing, man, and I know this is the hardest thing. It, the hardest thing is men really not having discipline over their urges of sex, man. I know it's hard as fuck. That's what breaks you down. That's what allows women to seduce you in that manner. You guys gotta have see your whole essence and your whole being have to become what you listening to, what you striving to be. That's what's gonna help you a lot to keep a lot of that bullshit away from you, man, and being able to control it because right now you may be down to one chick in the stable. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
she got to make sure that you maximize her as much as you can. And then it may be two. You may like look at look at who's watching the video. For example, when you look at the numbers of who watching and who's how many it gets to a high peak. You may get to a high peak with shit rolling. You got to maximize them 100 views. In other words, if you got 100 women, I'm just using as an example,
yeah,
you may be hitting, but then it drops down. You may get to a low point.
yeah.
So you still, but you yourself have to stay consistent. It's still all about you. People gonna come, people gonna go. Like they come
Okay.
into the chat, they leave out the chat. So I'm saying that's what the roller coaster ride is when you're dealing with women, especially women that are damaged, man.
All right.
And The hardest thing and the easy, it's the hardest thing is for us to not to say no to no ass, but the easiest thing is for us uh to not do the work for ourselves. So that's the easiest thing. It's a kind of a cop out to your spiritual man. So you're gonna have to start developing that man. You got to start putting in work. You know what I'm saying? So a woman gonna have to respect your purpose. But most men are not gonna have no purpose, and this is why they're gonna get fucked over, which goes to your question. You know, you got a stable. Well, what are they doing? You know, women gonna come going. And even if you don't even have sex to the chick, she got to be able to serve you. So that's the key, man.
Okay. I'm
Hmm.
glad you said that because I was reflecting on a past experience by listening to you, you and Pimp God. And vetting is so critical because even myself, like, um, had an old girl I was dealing with, and then long story short, I seen she left like an old notebook with all her like little secrets and diaries. And then when I read
Mm.
through it, she basically said that she felt like she wasted most of her life, and she has an addiction to alcohol and weed. And she was like, I think, James knows, but you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna brush that off because I don't think he loves me. And I'm reading through it, and I'm like, damn, like this. She was, like you said, she was damaged before I even met her,
Damn.
right? So remind you, like I was with her, she used to have these volatile mental breakdowns, and it's just like, and she I remember in the book was like, I'm sorry, in the journal, is like, she was dealing with shit from her childhood. And I remember asking her, was she ever touched or violated? And she said yes. And I was like, have you ever thought about seeing therapy or talking to your family? But as Pim Gardner, you brought up, what I noticed, she had a Stockholm syndrome with her mother, right? The
Mm.
neglect but abuse, right? You need to get it together, but then at the same time, she never really invested in her daughter to be better than her. Her daughter was pretty, right? But it was all full of chaos. And then, you know what I'm saying? I looked at the mother, similar thing, drinking problem, like, so like he said, man, that vetting stuff, and you know what I'm saying, I could tell brothers, that girl, she was fly, but she brought me a lot of headaches. So it was key, man. Like, there's a lot of things that a lot of sisters hold on to, that demons, you know what I'm saying, they fighting inside, and you don't know. So you got to be very cautious, you know what I mean? But yeah,
I'm
man.
gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, bro. Like really, once you get to a certain point, and like in the Matrix, once you get to a certain point, um, even knowing what you know, it's gonna be hard for you just to go back just to just have casual sex to chicks.
Okay.
That's why this game is kind of dangerous, man. If y'all just want to stay just getting ass, I mean, don't even try to attempt this shit, man. Of trying to be better and becoming a superior god, because it's like I'm saying it to myself. I'll be laughing at one of my boys and one of my subs on here. We cool though. I be cutting his hair, but we be laughing. Sometimes we just chop it up outside, and we see some fine chicks around my building, and I'm saying, "Damn!" I'm looking, but then I'm saying, "What am I supposed to get out of that?" That bra may be fine, but I'm like, she wouldn't listen. I got all this fly shit going on. I can't take these bras with me to Miami, New York, LA to close deals. I can't utilize them. It's just casual sex. Like
Yeah.
I'm a god. I can't just lay in the bed and just input myself in, put myself inside of her with no return.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it becomes, once you know that, and it becomes repetition in your life, the casual sex shit goes away, fellas. So I'm just warning y'all. It's not at this height of game. You may not get no ass for a long time, but when it come, you got to be prepared, because once you start having intercourse with the women that's choosing you and want to be in your stable, your sex game become a form of therapy to fix her and giving her instruction. So I
Okay.
talked about this before. That's what it becomes. It ain't just choking a bitch and all that. You know how degenerate. I don't know who was talking about that. Kendra D or somebody. And I used to feel like that with certain bras. Like it's still degenerate because we learned that from our slave masters and just women just abusing themselves, beating her ass, kicking her while you fucking her. I mean, all that kind of crazy shit. It's
Yeah.
like it don't become that anymore. So we moving in a different era now. And we just need to understand that things are changing. So even in that dynamic, it's going to change too. So I want you fellas to even understand all of that changes because you ain't gonna need to do all of that anymore for her to
Uh,
take instruction. But
I
go
got
ahead.
I got another question for you, brother Scott. So,
Uh-huh.
what do you say to brothers? I'm sorry. Let me flip this. Do you think we're at the breaking point where women have to, all the pride that they used to display, where it's like, well, I can do this. I'm self sufficient. Where we can clearly see, as society has gotten way more expensive, that not even, like most people can't even do it individually, survive, right? Do you think the compromise um, has kicked in now, or has it always been there? It's just now that pandemic has revealed so much.
Mm. That's an excellent question, yo. This is something that I always talk to Pimp God about. I've always said that most of these women are on edge anyway, but I think that it's exposing more because the doors are closing in on them, and they don't really have the reality of shit setting in. Like you see these old heads going after these young basketball players now, and those are old hoes. So it's like, you know, they trying to cash in as quick as they can. But the thing is, they're gonna fuck it up for a lot of bras too because dudes is clowning these dudes and making videos about them, and so the other guys are like, nah, it ain't gonna be me. So these old hoes, man, I think it is setting in, and
Mm.
these women, man, they ain't got nowhere else to turn. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they're just gonna keep running them up because the only thing they have is their vagina, and most men are just so weak to it. So you still got that dynamic. Most men are just weak. And like I said before, man, I love women, man, probably more than most dudes that's fucking these bras now because I see something different. I see creativity. I see I can bring them out. For example, I showed Pimp God my ex. I haven't seen her in years, man. But I just seen a picture of her by default.
Mm.
And I'm looking at her. I showed him. He ain't never even seen her before, but he even said it, man. She just looked tired, worn out. I'm like, damn. I mean, she's a year older than me, but it's like she just looked bad. And this chick, man, everybody's like, man, she's fine, but she was an average broad. But I brought out her best look. I kept her hair done. I had people to keep her facials done. I was shopping for her. But I'm just saying, these women are getting tired, man. They wearing out. They ain't gonna be able to maintain it, man.
So
It's
do
not
you,
enough men to go around. But go ahead.
so do you think it's just the mental fortitude because they haven't groomed themselves or been around um, the femininity side or just real men that has caused them to really break down even faster, or is it more because they're just so selfish and self-centered?
No, they just ain't been getting no light. No
Mm.
light, man. I remember I was talking about this on BGS channel on a panel one night. I don't know if he was on there, but when I said no light, one dude was like, "Yeah, they ain't getting outside." I'm like, "Nah, he ain't. He not understanding." Do you remember that? You remember that, James? Were you on
Yeah,
that
I
panel?
remember. Yep, I know what you're
I was
talking about.
like,
Yeah.
okay, let me get off because they see dudes are still thinking about ass and see their mind. I'm like, I'm talking, I'm talking about on a deeper level. They're not getting light. This is why you men have to start developing your light and you got to start doing it for yourselves. That's the key. I keep saying that. It's still about you and how she could be of service to you. So if you're still not making women earn their time around you, like I said, you ain't got nothing, man. Y'all men don't have nothing if you're not making a woman earn her time around you. Y'all don't have shit. Now, if some of y'all satisfied with that, that's cool. That's what y'all want to be. But like Pimp God was saying, some of these broads, some of these pimps, I mean, these dudes that have different chicks, they whack. And look how these chicks look, man. They just whack. Listen, if you're around me, James, and you know me, and you developing yourself, you meeting chicks, you got a resource in Dr. Scott to say, hey, Scott, can you do her hair, man? And
Mhm.
cool. And I'm like, all right, well, you asked me, do you have anybody that can do her facials and do that's God shit because it's like you, but that chick, whoever that chick is, have to earn that resources to be available to her. You understand? So
Yeah.
you have made yourself in right company, but this is what comes with that. So this is what I'm saying. Men, you got to start utilizing your resources, but the chick has to earn that.
I see what you're saying.
And sometimes you have to disappear enough, in other words, to develop yourself where you have enough resources even for yourself to build. You understand? So I just want you men to really, I really want you guys to really start looking at yourselves, man, and not the women because I mean, we looking at the women, but I'm just saying these women are planning ahead because their whole life is survival. That's why women only have opinions and they stay in delusion because nothing they really can say is factual because they don't do anything. Only thing they do is respond. They react to the environment. So really think about it, man. Women only have really opinions. If she don't have a solid man she's serving, she don't know shit. Really, because
Yeah.
a real man gonna have a woman going through things and earning things. So a real developed woman that have a man that's stable. If you ever notice how she moves, she's quiet. She, she see bullshit, and she can really spit some game. You be like, damn, she has a man because she actually knows shit because her man go through things. Her man got her involved in things. But bitches that ain't really got no man, you ever know they only have opinions, man. That's why even a chick
Mm,
that tell you that they have a man, oh, I got a boyfriend, but that bitch is so fucking opinionated because he ain't doing
mm,
shit. Think about it. That
gotcha.
was some game. I just dropped one on y'all on that. That's why a woman only can have opinions. Nothing. She don't know anything. That's why she has to go to school. She has to go, and try to find out talking points because that's all she has if she don't have a man. I really want y'all to think about it from a spiritual aspect. She don't know anything because she don't have a man. Because a man will be exploring himself. A man will be learning himself. A man will be making mistakes, going through things. She should be right there to support him, cheerleading him on, and by proxy, she will be learning things and knowing things too. By serving her man, she will be knowing her man. But if she don't have a man, she don't know shit.
Hmm.
That's why night after night, all these women call Kevin Samuels show. That's why it's somewhat entertaining, but it's really sad because they
Yeah.
say all the same thing. Even now, with him having 1 million subs, you
It's
notice
still,
that they still doing the same shit
yeah. It's like
because that's all they know.
yeah, it's insanity. It's,
Yeah, it's
and
like god damn.
it's crazy, Dr. Scott. You still have women who are trying to contest everything the man says, right? But at the end of the day, the majority of women that were silent in backgrounds are realizing, especially in this environment, how hostile and tough it really is. And it's
Yeah,
just like, and I'm watching it, and I'm seeing sisters cry on there, and this is not even Kev from the early stages, right? It's more Kev like, well, how much do you want to know the truth, or or do you don't want to
right.
know the truth, right? It's not even, and then even like you can see the comment section where females are actually responding. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sisters that have some moral just, right? And they're even saying like some of these women are very shameful, right? And I think it's creating a dynamic. But as you said before, with the 1 million subs that man has, sisters still are like, I think, I don't want to say they're purposely being naive, but they're still like banging their heads on the same door, which is insanity.
Exactly. And so that's really what you're witnessing. That's a good point, James, you made because that's what you guys are actually witnessing when you're watching the show. And I think for men, why we do still watch it and get somewhat entertained, it's like it's because that's the reality that we live with, and you're trying to. It's like how the dog, you know, how dogs look at you when you that little head turn they do when they're trying to make sense. Like, what is? That's kind of how you looking at these women now. You're trying to make sense of it, but I'm telling y'all, really, what you looking at is a woman with no leader and no leadership. She's a program. You're literally looking at a program. I mean, literally a real live robot. I got my degrees now. How many times he didn't got a damn tagline with this? I got a PhD. So how long they already know that, but they still gonna say, "Well, I got a degree and I make money." They gonna still say it because that's all they know. I was telling Pimp God, that's all they know. Like they are literally a program. They don't know nothing. I just told you. Only thing they can do is have fucking opinions. That's it. Cause she don't have a man.
Mm.
Men are individuals. Men are supposed to be chopping it up. Men are supposed to be reasoning with each other to get something done, a common goal. We may have different approaches. Like me and Pimp God, we got two different styles, but we have a common goal and interest. You understand? So every man should find his own cell and his philosophy in life. You understand? And like Pimp God also said, is the serving the environment, making the environment better. That's what black men see. We do it in a fucked up way. That's why a lot of simps be supporting black women that are dysfunctional. And man, we can't say that about the sisters, man. We
Mm.
and then we used to being stepdads, like
Mm.
it ain't shit. Because we so used to doing that. But I'm saying we are good. We are good people by nature. We humanitarians. You know what I mean? And that's our nature. But we have to start doing it for ourselves, man, and really start really analyzing this environment properly because they're just programs. They're only going to do what they're going to do. You understand? So if she's not following her man, she only has opinions and feelings. That's it.
I got another question for you, Brother Scott.
Go
Uh,
ahead.
and I witnessed this, and I wanted your opinion. So, and I'm just reflecting, right? So I remember with my old girl, her mother had married an older gentleman, but the mother had custody of her grandchildren. And one of the things that was kind of strange to me that the man was basically taking care, is playing as stepfather for grandchildren, right? And he was in his late 60s, and I'm like, damn, is that strange for me to look at a man in that manner? To you know what I mean? He's already had children go, and then he's repeating the same thing at an older age.
You saying is it strange? You said
Yeah, is it strange? Yeah, like in that, because I've never seen that, right? Like, a man basically take
you
care of
say he was
another
taking care of other kids
other
at his
kid,
age.
yeah, at his age, around in his 60s.
That is, I mean, how long was he doing that?
I think I think he was doing that for they've been at least the last 4 or 5 years.
You know what, man? It's something that me and Pimp guy always talk about. The environment, even for my dad, man, it puts so much pressure on most men. Most men just fold, man.
Wow. Okay.
I'm just being truthful. Most men just fold. They it's just a lot of this is why our kids are broken. Our young males are broken. It's a lot of goddamn pressure. You know how goddamn hard it is for me to make it through this industry, being a heterosexual male and speaking how I fucking talk. I mean, just saying shit that I want to say and being bold with it. And when I show up at shows, I kick ass because I know my shit is fly. Do you know how goddamn hard that is to be arrogant amongst Asians and whites and even black women to say, yeah, I know I got the best shit here. And then the shit actually happens.
Mm,
You know how hard that is when they find out that it's me?
yeah.
But I'm saying the pressure of that, the men that probably haven't had the really the wherewithal and the push that I have in me. I'm thankful that I have that in me. But I know a lot of men just don't have it. And I'm not saying I'm just better than no man. I'm not saying it like that. I feel for you guys. That's why I started this channel because I know the fucking pressure it could be. sometimes you just be like, man, fuck it, man. I hear you, man. But I have friends like that right now where I mean, my wife, man, I'm just gonna go ahead. I mean, you right though, man. They just can't. It's a lot of goddamn pressure.
Wow.
It's a lot, bro. And a lot of men are just not built for this shit. They just not.
Wow.
So
I got one
I
last
mean,
question for you, brother.
go ahead, man. Cause I didn't have the I didn't open the call line up. I guess you grabbed that link real quick when Pimp God came in. So I ain't got nobody in the call queue. So it's
Okay.
all good. Go ahead. Just we
Um,
chopping it up. I still a
have you,
few more minutes. Go ahead.
have you ever dealt with women who tried to compare you to another man, like whether it's a father, a stepfather? Because I experienced that, and I I think I said a comment. Well, that's not your biological father, right? Like, it became more insulting because it was like someone's trying to place judgment on me because I don't behave a certain way. And then in my mind, I'm like, you're not deserving for me to behave that way in the first place. But again, you know what I'm saying? It's like trying to change the narrative to convert me. So, what are your thoughts on that? Because I think a lot of brothers go through that.
So you saying really you talking about compare you to ex boyfriends as well,
Just
or
like,
just
I've never been, well, yeah, just compare to anyone, like whether it's an ex boyfriend or some man. So, you know how someone envision men based on whatever their friends' experiences may be or their mother's experience. You know what I mean? If that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, it does. So I yeah, but I've always been compared. My where I got my comparisons from through my life and my just little experiences that they always try to compare me with other people that they quote unquote were doing things. They never really try to compare me with other than nah, not really. So you had that experience? You said
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just reflect. So I remember,
talking
um,
about an ex girlfriend, right?
yeah, ex girlfriend would be like, well, he does that. Mike does that for my mother, and I'm sitting here like, well, I ain't Mike. Like, you know what I'm saying? But at
Right.
but at the same time, that's the same man that's at his age already has his own children, and he's taking care of two grandchildren that don't even belong to him, right? Like, and I'm seeing him, and I'm just like, I don't think I could do that as a man, right? To go into another a relationship later in my life to be trying to grow other children, right? Because of whatever's going on in that family. So it was.
How old are you again, James?
I just turned 38 this year.
38,
Mhm.
38. Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going through just these experiences because I've never. There's certain things, I mean, I grew up in a West Indian culture, Haitian culture, and there's certain things that's just like, nah, you ain't taking care of another man's. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain things that were just I learned hardline, right? But then when I see it in society and I see how a lot of Western sisters are just basically trying to pad their way through, in a sense of try to what's the word that try to somewhat shame you, right, to make you feel guilty, because allegedly they're seeing someone else have a great experiences, but we don't know if that's factually true. You know what I'm saying?
No, they really trying to really what they're doing is trying to shame you into submission because we
Okay.
got to understand it's a gynocracy. So now I have had girlfriends compare me to their girlfriends, their friends, boyfriends. I've
God.
had shit like that, like oh he bought her a car. I'm like, well, bitch, you ain't earned a car. Like that nigga's a simp. So I mean, no, I'm not doing it. I mean, I tell you straight up, like what the fuck. So don't ever do no shit like that to me. But it's pressure because I'm trying to break habits of these broads, man, and
Mm,
have them earn their way, and I've been learning that. I had to develop that over the past few years, my damn self, because I was a guy that will give. I'm a giving dude, but I didn't realize the value of whom I was completely, you
got you.
know, which is why I became real close to Pimp God, man, because I learned a lot from him before we became subs. 'Cause I was going through the exact shit he used to talk about. I'm like, damn, somebody actually gets it. I said that makes sense to me. So um, but I just put it all together. Now it's real clear to me. Like it's like shit, man. You definitely got to make these bras earn their way. You got to make them earn their keep, and all that shit that they be trying to compare. Man, let them go, man. It's just men, y'all. You just got to start learning to be alone, man. Just leaving these chicks alone. I really mean that.
I see what you're saying. I
Just
definitely
leave them alone completely, man. But
because
it's hard, man. You probably ain't gonna be able to do it, play. You Haitian too. You ain't gonna. You go to that Haitian booty sitting up for you. Oh God, I hear you, Dr. Scott, but goddamn, oh y'all niggas on here, 72 dudes. Listen, y'all know I'm right. When y'all get off this joint, y'all gonna go really look at some ass and be like, man, that's some good game. I can.
we
Oh
you
shit,
see
man, I
we got
already know.
we got you as an angel on the left, and then
See what I'm saying?
Dark nigga on the right.
Y'all already know. Y'all nigga get on these panels, y'all be yeah, man. But then it be like some fat ass coming, like Dennis Sperling said, man, shit, I'm gonna have a lap dance. God damn. And the chick looking at me talking about all that shit you talking, nigga. She ain't gotta say it, but she got that look like, see, these niggas is weak. Oh man. So it's like shit, man.
But I think I agree with you, right? The issue I think is brothers have become just like men. They've accepted too much of the visual versus the mental, right? Where women
Yeah.
have flipped it around, right? They use the visual to tap into a man's mental to see his secrets, how he moves, and therefore, they create the plan just like that sister that got that young boy in the league, um, through manipulation, seduction, and all these things, and then boom. And I think that's why a lot of brothers really fall, man, because they've left the critical theory out. They just don't what
Yeah.
females do. And
And I'm gonna tell you this too, man. Let me just give you a little anecdotal experience. It's like, especially with me getting back into now, I'm doing the fashion shows and being around these fucking dimes. I'm gonna show y'all that shit when I'm in NYC. But just I'm getting back in the flow of things. But the thing is, here's the sad thing for Dr. Scott. God damn it. When I'm around these bras, my old self. This is what I was telling BGS, man. I've been around it so long. Now, I had to rebuild myself the last 3, 4 years because the shit that I was on a mission. This is why I speak the way I do, because I got rid of my old self. Now I'm gonna conquer a new venture in my own life. I mean, in my new life. So what I'm saying to you is, when I'm around these bras now, my old self would have been just running through these thoughts, these models. Like I'll be like, damn, like, and even my old fleshly self, when I'm around them, when I'm kind of just chilling, I'd be like, damn, it's so easy. But I'd be like, what I look like now, knowing what I know, fucking this broad, broken, damaged wound, empty vessel. Bitch probably don't even know my name, and I'm just fucking her in my hotel that I earned in being who I am to get to this point. Some random broad just lays up in my bed, and I'm depositing my energy into something I ain't gonna get in return. That's how I feel now. It ain't just how I'm just thinking. It's an empty. I feel awful after I bust a nut. I'm like, God damn. I feel terrible. It's like I betrayed myself. I betrayed everything I've been working on to give it to some bitch that be like, you just become another nigga she fuck. Oh, that's an awful feeling, man. That's an awful feeling, bro. Awful.
I see,
Undeserving broad. That's an undeserving random chick. It's like, oh man.
I see.
Oh man, that's the worst feeling, bro. I'm gonna tell you.
Well, let me
Even
ask you.
even when your flesh wants to, when you see that chick, you be like, oh, you sitting there just chopping it up, maybe at a little bar area, a little lounge. You just like, God damn. But it's like this bitch would just fuck you, don't even know you. It's like, man, that's the worst. But go ahead. What you about to say?
Um, so I mean, obviously, you've been around the top tier of all women. Um, what are the keys, do you think, for brothers who don't understand that environment? What do they need to develop, and what they need to pay attention to if they're exposed to something drastic? Like, for example, the same thing would happen with the young NBA. Just like young NBA players, where all of a sudden they go from one extreme of like struggling to this super level of like, oh shit, all the access.
Yeah. This is something that I always talked about. That's a great question you asked too. That's an excellent question because most dudes just can't handle it, man. I done seen a many a nigga fold. Niggas that sit
Mm.
right next to me and be talking, yeah, man. See, bitches don't run me. Yeah, yeah. As soon as I bring them around these broads, I be happy. I can almost bet $1. I said, watch these nigga fold. He talking all that shit. By the time we get in that environment, it's a wrap. That nigga's gone off. I'm like, where he at? He over there talking to some bitches. I'm like, he can't. He's supposed to be helping me out. But the nigga around these hoes, it didn't happen. It happens like clockwork. So with these NBA players, the same thing with them. Even though they may have been good in college and all that, had a couple nice bras in college, but when it's out here, these bras specialize in dummies. Those dudes are dumb. And oh man, the stories I can tell y'all, man, it's just ridiculous. But the thing is, a lot of men just not used to having women like that, man. Just the looks standpoint. That's why most dudes will fold. They're just not used to it. They may talk a good game, but they're not used to it. 9 times out of 10, most men gonna fail fold. Most dudes in this chat room right now, 83 dudes, they can say what they want. But if I bring them with me, when I'm going to Miami, New York, and LA with these just dealing with the dimes, y'all niggas will be singing a lot of these dudes, there'll be like 20 dudes in here. They'd be like, all the other 60 then fell off. Like, man, fuck it. I couldn't maintain.
Brother Scott, you ever thought about being like a consultant for these young boys in the league to understand, you know what I mean, to groom them to understand what how to pay attention to the hidden hand of beauty.
Well, one of my boys, I used to talk to all the time, and Pimp God know I mean, he since he been in the league, I haven't seen him in a while, but we used to chop it up. I used to take him with me to the league. I know you guys know Jeff Green. Um,
Yep.
he was playing. He was just playing with Brooklyn,
Yep.
and yeah, that was like my little young protege back in the day. Like we was cool, man. And I used to take him with me, and we used to just chop it up about life. And I used to cut his hair, and we just be talking. But he's a solid cat. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
developed a solid, and he was raised by a single mama. His dad was in his life, but it was just stupid that how she treated him. But it's like, but he's one, and you can see how he is,
Yeah.
solid dude. But I'm just saying, uh, that I don't know. I had thought about it, but it's most young dudes, man, they don't want to listen, man. I mean, they ain't really trying to listen to no because they built like their mamas,
Mm,
and they gonna get emotional. And like I said, soon some dimes around them, they gonna only think with their dick because that's really an emotional response. And even though we all been young and we all been like that, even myself, but I was never that bad though. I used to ignore a lot of chicks, and it was just natural. I didn't have no game. I used to just be like, because I was always a creative guy. Like I was always kind of, I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert at the same time. Like, so it just came natural to me. So I had a lot of chicks that were dimes at nines and tens back in high school, but I didn't really like them because they were not interesting. I always liked the chick that was kind of interesting, like So that's just me. I never went after those kind of bras. Like it was just, it's nothing to them. You know what I mean? So these young men need to know that, but they only gonna have to experience it for themselves because they think they got money that they can just buy chicks, but those chicks are way more advanced than these
mm,
young brothers, man. They already know they way more advanced than these young dudes. So
okay.
I don't know, man. It's just
I can
I
see
don't know.
why. I can see why like the Laval balls get so much pushback because it disrupts the chain.
Exactly, exactly. So yeah, man.
All
But
right, all right, brother. Thank you so much as
I
always, man.
appreciate you, man. Yeah, man.
I,
Absolutely,
appreciate,
bro.
I definitely appreciate the knowledge, man, because I'm always a lot of things be cross referencing through my mind. And I'm just trying to understand more how to just elevate,
Do you
elevate, elevate.
find it? But do you find it useful, man? Like some of the shit
Oh
I'm
no,
saying, because sometimes I be telling Pimp God, I don't know if some of these dudes really understand what I'm saying. I be
No,
wondering.
I definitely find it for me. I can't speak for all, and that's why I always ask the intricate questions um because I'm always around certain things, and I'm always analyzing, right, and I'm assessing myself and my behaviors, and then when I start to do a little too much, I'm just like, no, 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 no. You know what I'm saying? That's not how the world, or the how can I say this? The environment is designed, right? You know what I mean? If I'm going to
Right.
present myself, that I have to receive something. You know what I mean? Because, again, I've been raised to give, right? Subconscious, open the door, give. You know what I'm saying? Take her out. That's give. You know what I mean? And I've never
Yeah.
understood the reciprocating side. So now, as I'm older, and I'm, shout out to the man's fan brothers like yourself, it has really shifted my mind to really take more in charge. And also, I think it creates a better sense of stability. And I hope all brothers feel this way, because a lot of us, man, we get caught in these crossfires mentally with some of these women that are so erratic, that when we don't ask these questions or reflect to get better understanding, man, we can get jammed up with the same next chick or even further, and it becomes more and more draining for a man. So,
Yeah. It is, man. I'm gonna tell you this too, man. Before you leave, man, I just wanted to
mhm.
share this. I told Pimp God, man. Like I said, y'all know my story for the most part. I got 5 children's mother. One of them passed away, so it's down to 4. But the thing is, uh, that's every time I have a child with one of these women, man. Like all of them I was involved with. It wasn't just some random miscellaneous. I treat them all the same. But see, the thing is, by me being a purpose driven man and being made it to one of the top 5% of men earning wise in this country, and just that mentality I have, a lot of women are just not used to it. They just not used to it. And this is something I had to learn, because for me to get to where I was got I have gotten, and I had to have a certain level of ego, man. I'm a off the chain type cat, but I dominate. I just believe in dominating at a high level in whatever I do. You know what I mean? So and I have the receipts to back it up. So it's like I understand that, but most women, man, especially black women, they just not used to that, fellas. They're not used to men being black men at this level. So this is something that you guys gotta understand and start recognizing. Once you turn that on, man, no matter your age or what have you, you're gonna have pushback, and a lot of people just not gonna understand. Even though you may be successful, they're not gonna understand your plight, man, and just having that ego as a black man. But this is the time and now to turn that shit on and to take it to the next level, man, because you guys know a lot. You guys are smart, but you guys got to start owning yourselves. And a lot of black men never owned themselves. They were driven by other things, by the gynocracy, how people may feel, and how people may see them. They always worried about shit, and I never worried about shit. I just fucking do it, yo. I'm one of them type dude. I try it, but I ain't, I'm not gonna compromise my manhood. But at the same time, you guys got to be risk takers and just jump out there with your life and start taking, sacrificing a lot of things to elevate yourselves, man. So, I just hope you guys take this information and utilize the shit. I know a few of my subs definitely are, and it's paying off. So I'm happy about that.
No, brother
So
Scott, thank you, brother. Like I said, I truly appreciate the work and Pimp God, and just the whole manosphere since I've been, hopped on, and I'm always trying to grow. So, because it's a
that's what's
dangerous
up.
game out here, man. It's real, like as you said, the new environment of women, it's very, very dangerous, and I don't think a lot of brothers understand that, um, until you see young brothers get got. You see that, like you said, the 40 or 41-year-old jump off. All of a sudden, she trying to come back in the scene, into the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, woof.
Yeah, man. So that's what's up, man. So go ahead and go look at them booty pictures now. I know you about to go.
I'm good, bro.
He like, man, fuck that, dog.
Nah, man.
I'm getting off this chat. I'm gonna look at some ass.
Take it easy.
It's all good. All right, James. I
Nah,
appreciate you, bro.
you too,
All right.
brother.
All right. Peace. Yeah, man, that's my man James, man. Hey, man, look, y'all. If y'all support this content, man, the game I'm giving y'all, hit the cash app, man. I appreciate it because I don't ask y'all much, and just to show some support. 75 people in here, so I'm gonna make this video private. So, but if y'all enjoyed it, man, make sure y'all, if y'all want to see it, y'all join the channel. These are exclusive interviews I had with Pimp God. Y'all can go back and listen to it. So, I appreciate y'all, man. And you know, the gloves off show, or y'all can hit the super chat. Appreciate it out of the way. If y'all really enjoy this content, man. So, it was a great show tonight, man. Did y'all appreciate it or what, man? Put a one in the comments if y'all appreciate it. If y'all thought this was some great game, give y'all a second to do that. And if you didn't, appreciate it, man. SMV, GRV1, appreciate the super chat, bro. Fear to none, appreciate the super chat, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. I try, sometimes I be telling Pimp God, I don't know if we going over some people's head, man. 'Cause we try to hit shit from a different angle that expand you guys' minds, man. But I want you guys, this is the Superior Man channel. So the Superior Man is what I deal with. So Superior Man sacrifice a lot, man. So I just want to say, man, I appreciate y'all brothers. Like I said, if y'all want it, I'm tired, man. I did a client today. I did a heavy job with her hair color and just dealing with her energy, man. Then I had people calling me. I sort of I got to go to New York Saturday. I still haven't got shit done. I got people call. So, like I said, man, if y'all support the channel, please support the channel, man, because it do take a lot out of me to do this shit. 'Cause I was about to cancel the show tonight, and Pimp God was like, "Maybe if you want to, go ahead." But I said, "Nah, I promise you guys." And, a couple people supported it. So I just want you guys to have this knowledge, man. I may not do a show on Sunday. I'm doing a lot, y'all. I'm juggling a lot, god damn it. So y'all better appreciate this shit. So I appreciate y'all fellas, man. So again, great show. Thank y'all. So I gotta get up out of here. Till next time. Peace.